Hey guys, it's Madison. Thanks for joining me in this faithful home. I'm super excited to bring you guys another baby-related video. Today we're going to talk about creating a first-time mom baby registry. So if you are new here, my husband David and I are expecting our first baby girl in April of 2022, and we started looking at, building a registry, much like any new parents would. And I know that there are a ton of videos out there, I have watched probably all of them, of newborn must-haves or things that didn't work out, regrets, dupes. There's a lot of different things out there and it can seem very overwhelming and intimidating. And so I wanted to just make this video with a little bit of a twist because I haven't had the baby yet, but I've done a lot of research. I was a preschool teacher, I nannied, I babysat starting when I was 10. So I have a lot of hands-on experience. Plus, I'm the type of person that will do their research on a product for months before I decide, like, cool, this is what I want to put on the registry. So I did start this registry like possibly the day I found out I was pregnant. Just saying. But I have kind of honed in and tweaked it a little bit and kind of made it exactly what I'm looking for. And so basically we do things a little bit more natural around here. I want things to be very like earthy and not full of chemicals. We are gonna cloth diaper, and I've got some other things that I'm excited to maybe look into doing and hopefully getting my husband on board for them because it's a two-man thing. It's not just me. It's going to be 30 things that I have on my registry as a first-time mom. Before we begin today's video, if you haven't already, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so you feel welcomed into this faithful home with me. I have a goal of hitting 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we are really, really close to that, guys. So if you guys want to support my channel, I would love for you to do that and help me reach that goal. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Alright, so creating a baby registry can seem very intimidating. There's a ton of different websites you can use, or do you do it in store? Or do you not want to have a registry? That's up to you. I personally have chosen to use the app called Baby List, and there's like a desktop version for it as well. I will, throughout the video, I'll post pictures of everything because obviously first time mom, I don't actually have the products that I'm registering for, so I'll post pictures throughout. But like I mentioned, Baby List is where I created my registry. This is not sponsored by them in any way. I found them on my own, and it's actually like a really cool platform, so I'll talk about it for just a sec. Baby List is basically the Pinterest of baby registries. You have like this one specific website, and you can like link things from all these different places that you want. So if you want something from Target, you can put it on Baby List, and then the people that go on the registry to look for it for you can see like, oh, I can buy this thing at Target. Or like I have Target, Walmart, Amazon are like the three big things that they have. And then, well, they have like Nordstrom, but that's too fancy for me. And then they also have like a spot where you can put your own website. So there are things that are very specific that you can't find at those major retailers. And I want to buy them from that website specifically. So I actually linked those things to the Baby List. So when somebody sees it, they can click on that link and then go purchase that item. So I think it is really cool. Like I said, it's literally the Pinterest of baby registries. So if you have not created a baby registry before and you need to do so, you should check out Baby List because so far it's been really streamlined for me. I'm going to stop talking in a ramble of the intro because I am good at that. You know I am good at that if you've been at this channel long enough. But let's just hop into number one. First off, we're going to start with this category being nursery items. So item number one is a sound machine diffuser combo. This one I found at Target, and it is a sound machine and it's a diffuser, so diffusing essential oils is very important for me, and I'm going to get like the diluted kids version from Young Living for when the baby is here, but I think it's very calming to have a nice aromatherapy in the room that's very natural, and so I wanted to have a diffuser for the baby. But also, I liked the idea of having a sound machine because we have a sound machine in our bedroom and it's nice, and I don't want to rely on it, but I want to have it, and I don't want a ton of things, and so I combined the two and I found this one. So I think it's pretty cool. So that's number one. Number two is by the brand Costway, and it's a 2-in-1 bouncer rocker. This one I also found from Target, and I love the minimal look to it, the very neutral pattern that it has. I want things to be very classic in my house, and I get it. When you have a baby, all things can change. That's fine. But for me, I want to start with this. And so I didn't want too many different like things like bouncers and play things. Like I didn't want a lot of stuff, but I liked this bouncer because if I need a moment, set the baby in it, breathe, fold some laundry, cook dinner or something, I can throw the baby in there and good to go. Number 3 is the Snuggle Me Organic Lounger. So this one is a little bit more on the pricey side, I will mention that, but this one can be bought like at buybuy BABY or on their website specifically, and this is basically an infant lounger that nestles around and your baby sits and lays in it, so like they can lay and take like naps in it, or as long as you're monitoring them, and you can also get stuff done, and it's just like a safe space for the baby. Or if we decide to bed share instead of co-sleep because we're not sure which we're going to do yet, then the baby can be in there, and so that's that kind of extra layer of protection around them to keep them safe and to keep them from like rolling into the crevices of the bed. Or you can take that lounger and like sit them on the couch, so there's a safe space for them to lay and hang out on the couch. So that's a really cool item that I think would be a great purchase to have in our house. Number 4 is the Evenflo wood baby gate. So this one specifically is designed to go in like tall spaces, so like stairwells. So we have a 2-floor house. So upstairs is kind of like the main living area, and we're gonna actually do like a whole reno of the downstairs. But we like to keep that door open that separates upstairs from downstairs. And so we need obviously a baby gate for when the baby starts crawling and is mobile. And so I want to be prepared. Like kind of this registry is like a newborn up to ish 9 months to a year kind of preparation. And so the baby gate will be great to already have because you don't know when your baby's going to start to be mobile. Like every baby is different, and it just mounts to the wall, and then you can safely have that door open and not risk the baby falling down the stairs. Number 5 is the Newton Baby Breathable Crib Mattress. This mattress is the specific mattress that I want for the crib, which I guess I forgot to mention. Big ticket items that are not on this list are going to be a crib, a dresser, and a like rocker recliner. Those 3 things I already have. The crib and the dresser are gifted from our best friend's mom, who has saved them from when they were babies, so we get to use like 30-something-year-old furniture, which is really cool. And then my parents sweetly gifted us this rocker recliner for the nursery already. So those 3 things are not on the registry, but I do need a mattress for the crib, and I have done a lot of research, seen a lot of reviews, watched a lot of people talk about this specific Newton mattress. It is a breathable, recyclable mattress that you can literally stick your face in and still breathe. So it's super safe. They've gone through extensive safety testing on this mattress, and I would feel most comfortable putting my baby to sleep in a mattress that I know that if they get turned around and their face is in it, that they still have the ability to breathe. So again, another little pricey point on the registry, but I think it's worth it, especially considering that we would desire to have more children than 1. And so if the Lord allows it, we can use these things for multiple kids, and it'll be a really good investment piece. Number 6 is the California Beach Co. Playpen. So this playpen is basically the modern day pack and play. It is something that you have to get specifically from their website, much like the last one we talked about had to be from their website. But this playpen is like a little tent looking thing. They have a sunshade that comes with it, and you can add like a cushion insert and cover for the ground if you are not having it like on carpet or a rug, or you could take it out to the beach. It's pretty universal. It's very versatile. You as the parent can actually get in and play with your baby or toddler in it as well, which I think is cool. It kind of is, like I said, that modern playpen where it's not as clunky and bulky. You can actually assemble and disassemble it, like pop it up and collapse it with one hand, like while you're toting the baby in the other. David's cousin has this playpen, so I have seen it in person, not just doing reviews online, and I really like 1, how it looks, 2, how it functions, and 3, the price point isn't too bad. It is a little bit high for just like a big ticket item, but in general for pack and plays and mobile like play areas, it's not that bad of a price. Number 7 is the Baby Bay Maxi Side Sleeper Bassinet. Okay, not gonna lie, this one is a little bit pricier of an item, guys. So it's like almost $300, but this is a bassinet that can be a co-sleeper, that can be a standalone bassinet that can roll around. It has so many different options for it. And so, like I mentioned, we have a crib. It's actually going to go behind me here, or in front of me behind the camera, and you'll see a full nursery tour when that happens. But we're gonna have a crib for the baby to ideally sleep in when they're older. But when they're first born, I would like to have them in our room, and I said that we may co-sleep or we may bed share. We're not sure yet, so we want the option to do both. So this bassinet actually has like the side sleeper where it can go and nestle up against the bed so the baby is right next to you but not in the bed itself. Or you can put there's like a wall or like, I don't know, side piece, whatever that you screw on, and then it can become a standalone bassinet. So if I want the baby to sleep in the living room for, I don't know, whatever reason, because I can, then I can put the baby in the bassinet in the living room, or I can put the like the caster wheels on it. You know what I'm talking about, the little wheels that screw in. You can put those on there and I can really roll around. I don't think it's like super heavy anyways, but like the convenience if you're tired just to be able to roll it is really nice. And so this is definitely a bigger ticket item, but it is made of wood, it's untreated, it's very clean looking. I don't want anything that's big and clunky and like plasticky and big puffy material. Like that just does not like flatter me in the slightest. And there are a lot of different bassinets that you can buy that are pretty pricey, and then there are a lot of side sleepers that are pretty pricey. So if you combine the two, it's a multi-purpose thing. So that's gonna be what I want for side sleeping, co-sleeping, bed sharing, bassinet, all that jazz. Number 8 is a utility rolling cart. So I found this one on Amazon. You could probably buy it at like Walmart, Target, Michael's has them. This is just a cart that I can have in my bedroom that has, you know, some of our cloth diapers, cloth wipes, a couple change of clothes, burp rags, extra pump parts, stuff like that that can be easily moved around from place to place, because you're not going to necessarily change your baby in their bedroom every time. You're not going to change them in your room every time. Like, you want to have some versatility with this. So this rolling cart I've seen online is a really great option to add things to it to get yourself organized, but then be able to like move it room to room. Number 9 is the Cathre Playmat. And so I am obsessed with the Cathre's products. This is like a vegan leather playmat that you can lay down. We can use this as a changing mat for when we're in the living room. We can take this on the go and have a little playmat for them if we are like out in public and we need to change them there, or like throw it in the back of the truck and change them, have them sit on it. You can put it under their high chair when they're older to collect some of the mess. Very much versatile, and I love the look of it. That vegan leather is just beautiful, and I love the scalloped edges on this one specifically that I'm registering for. So yes, I definitely want this mat, but there are other options I will say that you can find that are not as expensive. I just want to invest in some quality pieces, and I know that this is one of them. All right, so that's going to be it for the nursery category. The next category we're going to go into is feeding. And so number 10 is going to be glass bottles. I specifically want glass baby bottles, and now I know that babies are very specific when it comes to what nipple they have on the bottle, so babies aren't going to necessarily love the one bottle you buy them. I get that. I'm not buying a ton of one brand, and you shouldn't either until you have your baby. You shouldn't go out and buy like 20 of the same type of bottle, because they may not like that nipple and they may not take it. But there are several different brands that have glass bottles that have different nipples, slight variation. Dr. Brown's has a glass bottle. Phillips Advent, 𝐂𝐞𝐥𝐥𝐨, Nook, and Mason bottle all come with glass bases and different style nipples. So I want to register for like 1 or 2 of each of those types of bottles. That way we can test out each of them and then see like what works and then buy from there. But ideally, I don't want to have any plastic bottles. I want all of them to be glass. My goal is to partially breastfeed, partially be able to bottle feed from my breast milk. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm not there yet, so I don't know what'll happen, but I want to make sure that I have the options to have a bottle to give the baby so that like David can help feed, or my mom can feed when she watches her, and that way we have like versatility. Okay, the next few are going to be when the baby is obviously a little bit older and starting to eat more purees and foods on their own. So obviously not newborn stage things, but number 11 is silicone bibs. So you'll see a theme in these next couple, how they are silicone material, safe from harsh chemicals that don't need to be in baby products. I thought these bibs were very cute. They like catch the food when the baby drops it in them, and I just like the style of those bibs. I understand I'm probably gonna get a ton of bibs and burp cloths at a baby shower, so it'll be great anyways, but those are the ones like I really have my eye on. And then number 12 are silicone spoons, cups, plates, and bowls. So these are all by the same brand. I found them on Amazon. They're 𝐻𝐸𝐵. They're naturally made silicone products. They are BPA free. They can go in the dishwasher. They're easy and soft on the gums. They're unbreakable. They're not damageable. And they have a line of them with these colors. And so if we do like either baby-led weaning or, you know, purees or however we do feeding, I want to make sure that I have soft and like safe plates and bowls and spoons and stuff for them to use, so that she's not like throwing around our nice china, but she's also not having like plastic plates. Number 13 is by the same brand, and that's 𝐻𝐸𝐵 3-in-1 Wood High Chair. So what I like about this high chair is, one, how clean line it looks. It'll be easy for cleanup. There's no fabric involved. And then 2 is the versatility of it. So this product can transform from a high chair all the way up into like a toddler chair. There's like, you can take off different parts. You can take off like the tray for eating, the little safety clips for when they're babies. You need to like buckle them in. You can lower and heighten it depending on the age of the child. And there's like a footstool that you can attach or deattach. Take off. There's a little foot thing you can take off, because if they're doing baby-led weaning, they need to have that foot support so that they can have stability in their body, but if they're not, they don't have to. So I like the versatility of this. It's a very good price point from Walmart, and so I like the idea of having this one that, again, can be used for a lot of different things that also looks very nice for the house. Number 14 is reusable squeeze pouches. So I'm not sure whether or not, like I said, we're going to do baby-led weaning or us feeding purees, but I like the option of having these reusable squeeze pouches because squeeze pouches are very popular in the baby world. But I don't want to waste a lot of money on buying product when I can make it. And so ideally, I'd like to be making our own baby food and purees for the baby. We could put them in these reusable squeeze pouches. They can eat them either from the pouch or like squeeze it into a spoon and feed them that way still. But we could take it on the go and then bring it back home, stick it straight into the dishwasher and wash it, which I think is the most functional part of this, because I had a friend that had the reusable ones, but they were hand wash only, and that's just a pain. Like, it just doesn't work. All right, the next category is going to be toys and books. So for this, I won't like show on the screen a lot of things, but for baby showers and gifts, I request that they give us a book instead of a card. That's like a big thing you see on Pinterest. And I really want to be able to fill this room with a ton of books for her, because I think reading is super important. Reading to your baby, them starting to read and look at pictures and books and everything is very important for their development. And so I would love to fill this room with a ton of books. And so I have like a couple on the registry that are like just sample ideas of what people can get. Also, I'm going to be registering our baby for the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library when she's born, so that way we can receive books in the mail. If you've never heard of that, I'll leave a link down below for that, because that's a really good source for getting books if you're on a budget. It's free. They come every month and they're curated towards the age of your child specifically, which is great. So Dolly Parton has done amazing things with the Imagination Library, and highly recommend you registering your child for that. I think it's like ages 0 to 5, they get a book every month, which is a lot of books in the span of those 5 years. But the things that I will mention today is number 15, and that's the Lovery Play Gym. This is basically a baby play gym. They lay on it and they can look at the different like crinkle things and things that are hanging down from it. This one's made out of wood and safe products that are hanging from it. It's natural materials, and I love the clean lines of this one. Lovery has like subscription boxes with things for the babies all the way to toddlers. It's like Montessori style, open-ended play, which is very much what I'm into. I want like the wood building blocks and the things that can let the child do the imagining. And so I really like Lovery's mat. There's also different options that are less expensive. I found one on Etsy that's like $50 compared to $150. So this one's a little bit more pricey, but it will last. and it's very good quality, and so it can last through multiple babies. But there's another option too that I put on the registry in case someone wants to be really nice and get us a play gym, but does not want to spend $150. So there's a couple options there in different price points, but I really like the Lovery one. And I do have a few other toys on my registry too, like silicone stacking blocks, wood blocks, wood puzzles, and those kind of things. But I will do like a whole separate video on Montessori style toys and things for babies in its own video, because there's a lot of different things I could talk about that. So let's move on to the next category, which is nursing. I touched on it a little bit before, that I want to be able to nurse and breastfeed, but also realistically know that I want to give the baby a bottle or send her with someone so that they can feed her. So there needs to be options. But the first thing I have on the list, number 16, is the 𝐂𝐤 manual breast pump. I've seen a lot of reviews on this, guys. I already highly recommend it, and I've never used it before. I'm just kidding. I don't highly recommend it. I have obviously never used it. But it is a manual breast pump that catches your letdown. So when you're feeding on one side, you can stick the 𝐂𝐤 on your boob on the other side, and it'll catch that little drip of letdown. And like, breast milk is liquid gold. So any little bit that you can catch, you should keep. So the 𝐂𝐤 is designed to do that. Number 17 is the 𝐿V portable breast pump. And let me just say, for clarity, I don't expect anyone to actually purchase this for me, okay? This breast pump, this specific one that I want, is $500. I would not even buy that for me. That's ridiculous. But I have TRICARE, which is fantastic insurance, and I'm working on the claim right now to qualify for my insurance to cover it, which most insurance companies, if you have it, will cover up to a certain amount for breast pumps and parts and accessories when it comes to that. So check with your insurance company because they can save you a ton of money. I'm pretty sure, based off the research I've done, that I can get the 2-pack of the 𝐿V breast pump for like $150 through my insurance. So it's not actually on my registry. I'm just mentioning it here in this video because it is a big ticket item that I will be purchasing, but I'm going to be purchasing that because I don't expect someone to spend $500 on it when I could get it for $150 through insurance. But what I really love about this breast pump is the idea behind it is that it's portable and it lets it's not battery operated, it's portable and it's rechargeable, and it just suctions to your boob, and then it's basically the breast pump without any cords and wires. You don't have to sit plugged into a wall and be stuck with this huge machine next to you. Like, it's very quiet, and it just is. So you can put 1 or 2 on, you can put a bra on over it and a sweatshirt, and you could go to the grocery store, but you could be pumping at the same time, which blows my mind. And so I really want to try this breast pump out. I think it'll be very convenient to be able to pump and also do other things, because the last thing you need as a mom that has a newborn is to sit stuck in a confined space because you have to pump with it plugged into the wall. You could be doing something else while you're pumping. I digress. That is the breast pump that I want. The next category we're going to talk about is transportation. So number 18 is the 𝐿VaBaby Mesa car seat in the color Jordan. I am very, 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 very particular about the car seat that I want, because car seats have to go through safety standards and testing, but most all of them are chemically bonded with a fire retardant that releases a ton of toxins as your baby sits in it, because it has to go through safety standards. Well, there is also a way to achieve all of the same safety standards without using harsh flammable chemicals. You can use natural materials like wool, which is what 𝐿VaBaby uses. So I don't want any of these toxic chemicals on my car seat. I would rather invest in something that is more natural and just as safe and meets all the safety standards. And so that's where 𝐿VaBaby comes in. If I had all the money in the world, would buy the entire pack, the 𝐿VaBaby car seat and the stroller, but the stroller's like $1,000, so that's not happening. But this car seat is a little bit higher priced, but not too much. It's the Jordan is the color that is the natural, meets all the standards, but is wool instead of like synthetic crap. So that leads me into number 19 for a stroller. This is the Mockingbird single to double stroller. I want this stroller specifically because it is almost the less expensive dupe of the 𝐿VaBaby. I like the look of this. I like the design of this. It can go from a single to a double stroller, which is very important, especially if we want to have multiple kids. Then I want to be prepared. This is one of those things that you can buy cheaper items, you can buy more expensive items, and you have to find the balance of the two. And for car seats and strollers, I think it is very important to invest in it in the first place. So that's why I want this Mockingbird stroller. Like I said, would totally go for the UPPAbaby Vista stroller, but I don't have $1,000 to spend, and I'm not about to do that. All right, let's transition to baby gear is the next category that I have on my baby list. And so number 20 is the Ring Sling Baby Carrier. This baby carrier is what it is. It's a ring sling that you like can wrap and put your baby in. This one is from Etsy, but you can find them like practically anywhere. There's a ton of different brands. I just want to have multiple options for baby carriers. So I will go into number 21, which is the Evenflo Natural Fit Carrier. You can see the difference here, how this one is a more structured body. So the three kind of different types that I want, actually in the closet already, my friend gifted me a baby carrier that I think it's the Moby carrier. It's just a long piece of material and you do the wrappy thing, the baby goes in. So that's like this section. Then you have the ring sling, which is a little bit more structured, but not as much because you can still tie it to how you want. It just has that structured ring. And then you have this carrier, which is definitely like you can see the structure with it. I want those three options because I want to be able to baby wear with an option. And then David, if he's gonna wear the baby, he's not gonna do a baby wrap. I mean, he may surprise me and use the Moby wrap and like wrap the baby up in him. More power to him. But realistically, he'll probably use the Evenflo carrier because it is a more structured design. And the one I found is in a neutral color, so it'll be great for him to use and for me to use. Number 22 is a Diaper Bag Backpack. So here's an example of one that I found online, but there are a couple more like different styles that I'm looking at. David found one on Amazon the other day that actually has like you unzip it and it pulls out a little bit, and then there's like a changing station within there, like with mesh lining, like it looks like a little bassinet. It's pretty cool. So we're looking at those options, not this one necessarily specific, though I do like this one. But basically for a diaper bag, we just want a backpack because we want it to go over both shoulders, be the most sturdy and like equal balance, not lug us down on one side, and be very functional and practical. And then specifically one that's designed for babying and diapers and stuff, because then it'll have pockets, like thermal insulated pockets for milk and all of that. So yeah, I'm definitely looking into doing a backpack versus a traditional diaper bag. The next category is going to be diapering, and so the first thing on the list, number 23, is the 𝐇𝐞𝐥𝐿 Peanut Changer. There's a lot of things I could say about this. First, you don't need a changing table. You don't need a changing pad. You can literally change your baby, like I said, on the gather mat, on the floor, in the living room, or on a towel. Like, you don't need fancy things. Let me just say that. But I would like to have fun, fancy things as well. It's the balance that I mentioned. There's nice and quality investments, and then there's cheaper things, and then you kind of mesh the two and find what works for you. So I will say this 𝐇𝐞𝐥𝐿 Changer, is it cool? Does it serve a purpose? Yes. Is it really expensive? Kinda. Worth it? Probably. It's gonna go on the dresser and be like the changing table spot. What I like about this specifically is that its shell is like a silicone based shell or whatever, and it's wipeable and washable, so you don't have to put a cover on it and then have to wash the cover and then change the cover and do all those things. So it is a little pricier in that point, but that's why it is, because of its functionality of not having to continually wash different covers. Now I bought a cover for a changing pad because I don't know why, pregnancy, I did it. And it's in the closet, and I would probably wrap it in that for like some cute photos because it would match the decor, but realistically I probably will take that cover and sew it into like some pillows for me. Number 24 are cloth diapers. So I purchased already a pack of Nora's Nursery, which is like what's on the screen right here, but I bought it in like the neutral colors, and I'm gonna do cloth diapering. We are gonna see what happens with that. David and I have this 80-20 expectation where we're not gonna go all out and say like this is the only thing we can use and set ourselves up for failure, but also I specifically, and he is getting on board with it, don't want to use disposable diapers. I don't like the chemicals that are in disposable diapers. They create more baby rash, they're toxic, and I think they're unnecessary, and they're just a big environmental waste. And they're expensive. Have you ever bought diapers? Good Lord, they're expensive. Versus cloth diapering is an investment. It's more work. It's a lot of laundry. I get it. But in the long run, it's a lot cheaper. It's better for the environment. It's better for your baby's body and their skin. And I think it's something that is really important. And so I did say we bought a stash new, but I put one on the registry just because a couple more of those would be nice. Can never have too many cloth diapers. But my friend from church is actually selling me her stash that she already has. So I will have a pretty solid collection. Some are used and some are new. And that's the amazing thing about cloth diapers, is that you can use them. And if you don't like them, you can gift them to a friend. You can sell them. They can get another life out of them. You can use them for multiple children. I think I'm going to have somewhere around 24 to 30 in my stash because I want to have some at my parents' house. And then obviously all of them here. And so even then, I'm only going to spend like couple $100 on them, and that's the initial investment. And then from there, it's just throwing them in the laundry, putting them out to dry outside, and you have diapers. So that's the plan. That moves on to number 25, which is cloth wipes. I registered for water wipes as well that are fragrance-free, nothing added to them. Basically, it's just a wet fabric because we're obviously going to use those as well. But I also am registering for cloth wipes because for like pee messes and cleaning up, like I don't need to throw away a square every time I do a diaper change. That seems very wasteful to me when I could use a little cloth, and it's like bamboo material. It's very soft and gentle on their skin. I can use that, stick it in the wet bag with her cloth diapers that are used, and then throw them in the wash and reuse them over and over again and not create so much environmental waste. I guess I just mentioned this, but 26 is wet bags for the cloth diapers and wipes. So when you have cloth diapers and you have cloth wipes, they can't go in the normal laundry basket. Like they can, but they need to be in their own enclosed thing so that you have like all the pee residue is trapped in there. The smell is trapped. So it's a wet bag, and basically the design is to put the soiled diapers into it before it goes into the laundry. We registered for a couple different ones. I found some ones from Target and Amazon and Walmart, different patterns, and I want to have a couple different options. One for in the nursery, one to take to my parents' house, one to have in the car, just so that we have options for putting the cloth diapers in. All right, the next category we're going to move on to is health and safety. And so number 27 is the FridaBaby Mom's Postpartum Kit. If you have not heard of FridaBaby, it's a very popular brand. And I think something that's very important on your registry is taking care of mama, because we've been holding this baby in for 9 months. And obviously birth is a beautiful and natural thing, but there comes a lot of blood and mess and pain and maybe tearing from it. So I want to be prepared to take care of my body postpartum. And that's where this Frida Mama kit comes in. It's like a already made together kit of the essentials that you'll need, like big underwear, pads, lotions, that kind of stuff. And so I'm registering for that, as well as the Frida Mama like Peri bottle, which is sold separate. Forgot a picture of it, but that's on the list as well. Number 28 is the FridaBaby NoseFrida. So this is like a nose sucker. So if they have like drainage or boogers, or they stick something in their nose, you can stick it in their nose and then you put it in your mouth and you suck, and there's a filter so you don't actually suck the boogers into your mouth, but it's a way to safely like get the drainage out of the baby's nose. It's like the blue like squeeze thing with the tube that they put in the baby's nose and suction at the doctor's office, but more advanced. And I just recently learned that FridaBaby has an electric version of it where you don't have to manually suck on the other end, and it's like an electronic thing. Haven't looked into it, so I don't know if I'm going to put it on the registry or not yet, but it probably would be best because David probably isn't going to put the thing in his mouth and suck. I don't know. So I'm going to have to look into that, but they do make an electric version now, so got to do some research on that. Number 29 are pacifiers. Here's the thing. I don't want to use pacifiers. Don't want to necessarily introduce them to it. Don't have a desire to do it. Worst comes to worst, or I just feel like that's the only way to soothe them, I'm going to give them a pacifier. So I want to have options and I want to be prepared, but I don't want to depend on it, if that makes sense. And that's just my personal preference. Things may change, we'll see. But that's what I'm going into, with the expectation that I don't want to have to use this or rely on it, but it'll be there if I need it. So there are a couple different pacifiers that are 100% silicone grade, no plastics in it, that I found on Amazon and Target. One I found was like 𝐤𝐤𝐴𝐤𝐿, Ryan and Rose, Frig, Nook. Those different pacifiers all have different nipples. So again, like the bottle, how there's baby will like certain ones. That is the same with pacifiers. The baby might not like a certain pacifier or gravitate towards another one. So I'm not going to buy a ton of one specific kind, but I'm going to register for a bunch of different ones that are like in the like type that I want, and then see if we need them so that we have them on hand and we are prepared, but ideally, hopefully don't use them. Okay, the last category for the last item for this video is going to be sleeping clothing and accessories. And number 30 is going to be the Nested Bean Sleep Sack. So I actually thrifted a sleep sack already from a consignment sale. I'm going to do like a whole video on all of the clothing that I've gotten so far, thrifted, handmade, and purchased new or gotten like received used. So I'll do a whole video on that. But I want to get this sleep sack specifically because the nested bean is like, they're sewn in a bean pouch that rests on the baby's chest. That is like your mother's hand, like resting on the baby. And so it's like very self-soothing. It's comforting, that like weighted blanket for a baby. When they get old enough to where they can roll over and like sleep on their stomach, you can actually put the thing on backwards so that the bean is resting on their back, so like you're like patting their back. And I think that's like a really cool invention for a sleep sack. I'm gonna register for like some swaddles and some like, I'm assuming I'm gonna get some, you know, onesies and stuff and sleepers, so I'm not worried about that. But this specific sleep sack is one of the ones that I registered for, and there's also another one that I didn't mention like a picture of, but it's the Halo sleep sack. So another type of sleep sack, much like the nested bean. All right, guys, I have rambled on long enough, so I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me on sharing a little bit of what my registry looks like as a first-time mom. Obviously, having done my research, but never physically having my own child. So I'm excited to have this as kind of like the start of this journey, and then we'll probably end up reviewing and talking about all these products when they come in. This is obviously, I'm not saying that you need any of these products. I don't even know if I'm going to need these products. I don't have these products with me. I'm not going to link them for you guys because I'm not going to promote them in that regard. This is just the things that I desire to have. And so I wanted to share that with you guys so that we can bounce ideas off of each other. If you guys have ideas of things that are great, leave them down in the comments below so that other people can look at this video and read those comments and see what your suggestions are. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I have a goal of hitting 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I really think we can achieve that. So I would love for you to hit that subscribe button if you have not, so that you can feel welcomed into this faithful home with me. I post videos every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and I have a surprise series coming soon to this channel. I think it's going to come in a week and a half now, so be looking out for that as well. But I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye, guys.